by congratulating you on the birthday of Kabisi, the double celebration. How do you feel? 60 years of
64
64 years
and 90
celebration
years.
and 90 years of his birthday.
Well, as his son and his first child, I'm grateful to my people, and to see that even at that age, there are people celebrating my dad, and I'm quite very happy about it. And it shows a level of acceptance of his reign, and I feel I'm glad to see my people still feel strongly about him.
Yeah, but what do you think explains that massive, awesome response, positive response to?
Well, he's been at it for a long while, and my observation of his character is that he doesn't create controversies. He doesn't jump into controversies unless asked to. He doesn't hobnob around. He's not visible. He's reserved. And once he says yes, it is yes.
Yeah.
For example, if I may draw your attention to the letter the president wrote to him, he said that once he started his campaign in his palace, and Oba Sikiru Adeton never entertained any other candidate except for him as presidential candidate. Never entertained them, and showed full support to him, and said that it was my father that said to him, pé ìwọ ló kàn lọ fi d'Abẹ́òkúta tó sọ pé èmi ló kàn. So when you look at a man of such character, you cannot but thank God for him. Yeah.
And talking about how you see him as both Kabisi and you being his son, how does it also make you feel?
Well, it took me years to understand my dad. It took me years. And some people put it down to rascality, but I suppose it's a path that is destined to go that way. My father is a father that is always there. Unfortunately, I can't go into when I mean he's there. He's there. He's there for every one of his 9 children. And a father is very concerned. I was saying to him a few days ago in conversation that when you have in-laws now, if the wife goes to the father-in-law and says, "Oh, oúnjẹ jẹ lánàá," the father says, "Okay, má worry, má gbọ́kọ ẹ̀." He will call the husband. If the husband gives an explanation, he will basically just pass the explanation to the wife. But my father doesn't do that. He would fulfill that request or that shortcoming of a son or a child. He will fulfill it immediately too, because he's of a mind that òun ló fún lọ́mọ, òun ṣàwà. So ojú ò gbọdọ̀ tí ọmọ ẹ̀. So he treats our in-laws as one of us. And I'm very, very happy about that. I'm proud about that.
Being the eldest child and son, how did you take all the responsibilities that came with being?
Well, it is easy because my father is a hands-on fellow. He's a hands-on. My dad gives directives, and once he gives directives, you expect someone to follow, and bears the consequences of his directives. So that sort of, I can tell which direction he's leaning towards in most circumstances. So that makes my job a bit more easier.
When you sit down to talk with him, especially now that he's in his 90s, what are the things you pick up? What are the things you gain from such conversations?
He's my dad is when he's happy, he's a different personality. When he's not, it's a different personality. And he listens more than he talks all the time. And he measures his behavior with any human being, no matter how close you are. That relationship, they want to the end will be measured. Or also conduct is measured. So for me, I see him as, he's a very strong character. A man, one of his close associates said to me that if he had been a weaker man, they would have bent him and put him and cook him like a fish. Bend him and put him in soup and bend him. But they've not been able, he has a character. You can almost say this is what he'll do in these circumstances. And that had endeared a lot of people to him. So a lot of people don't want to be in his bad books.
But in a way, don't you share some of
The
character traits?
Yes, I do. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I do. But again, you must also understand that I have a public school orientation. So my views are a bit different. But definitely, I'm conservative, just like he is. Very conservative. And Woman sọ pé obì tó bá fẹ́ gbó tó bá fara sí ló máa gbó. So I've always followed that trait. I don't enjoy being there all the time. I don't enjoy it. It's not what I want. I like to do things quietly and go quietly. I don't enjoy attention like that. And that's also stemmed from my dad. I bought a car a couple of years ago, and I put a special plate number on it, WJ1. And when my dad saw it, he said, remove it. And he never explained to me why. Never explained to me why. But because I'm older, I now see that he just doesn't want us to be identified that way. So I ní ìbátí wa lọ kọ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lójú. A ní sí lójú ayé. That is what I think he's saying. But up to date, he has not told me why he hasn't. All his cars, all, there's none that carries Awujale or any number special. All is just standard numbers. Not even an insignia on it. Why? I don't know. But that tells you who he is. If you meet my dad in his home, resting, you'll be in Jalabia. There'll be no nothing. Just sitting down, calmly. He's a simple man. My sister told me, I've been looking for the word long time ago, told me that our father is a simple man. And I actually looked back, reflected, he actually is a simple man. Very simple man. Kò fariwo. But bí ò ṣe fariwo yẹn, kò fẹ́ kọ́ gẹ́yàn ẹ̀ kiri o. Kò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò tiẹ̀ nígbà. kò ní fi rẹ̀ sí circumstances yẹn láyé bí kò ní ṣe. So I appreciate that of him. And I mold between a young man and my dad's values.
I've always wondered how you reconcile the two.
I'm in between. There are differences, but the differences are not much. Because worship being here. I could, for example, I could go to a function and totally be incognito in the party.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Just sit down anywhere and I'm comfortable. Yeah, I got that from my dad. I was looking through TikTok a couple of months ago. And while I was looking through TikTok, they had 5 lists of obas that were the richest in Nigeria. My father's name was not in it. So in conversation, I said, sir, he never answered me, just ignored it. Not one word. He heard what I said. I'm clear he heard it, but he never gave me an answer. Conwood. And since he's turned 90, he says to me, Ade, I thank God. The God don't know. And if you look at the school of governance, it is solely financed by him. The building is over 1 billion at cost, plus running costs that he has endured with them. And maybe until the ceremony, nobody heard of it. It's not in the papers, it's not shouting about it. He likes being celebrated quietly.
But what are the things